We wanted to talk about design elements that really work within a space. They look really good, but they're going to make your life a little bit easier. So, Stacy, you brought a few things.
And I think you're right. If it's not functional, it's not going to look great because it's going to be not working well for you. So, so I have a couple things here. These are sort of my favorite things to add into a kitchen, which might not necessarily look pretty, but they're really super functional. So this is a sweep vac unit. I'll show this one first, actually. This is a sweep vac. So this actually just goes in the base of your cabinetry kick. And what you do is you just flick this with your foot and you sweep up to it, and it sucks everything right up into it. And there's a hose that is attached to the back. And you can tie this into an existing central vac system, or you can use it on its own if you don't have central vac, and you just keep a separate canister maybe in the basement or in a separate area. So
this is in the kick plate under your cupboards.
That's right.
Which means no dustpan anymore. That's right. No trying to get the dirt in there and putting it in the garbage.
That's right.
That is brilliant.
Yes, you just sweep right up to it. Now they've come up with something else, and the other neat feature is now they even have little LED lights on it, so when you turn it on, it just slightly lights up, and you can get this in different finishes, so it can coordinate with your cabinetry. So if you have dark finishes, you can do a black one. This is a newer product. This is called Vroom. And what I love about this is, again, you don't have to have central vac, or you can tie this into your existing central vac system. This would go underneath your kitchen cabinet, underneath the sink cabinet, so it's quite slim profile. And you just open this up, pull this out, and this hose extends 24 feet. So again, you eliminate the need to have to get out a vacuum cleaner or get out, if you do have central vac, to get out the hose. So this is almost like its own little self-contained unit.
Oh, lovely. Okay, good. Just making it a little bit easier for folks. So we've got a picture here, and Stacy, this is one of your clients. You won't be able to tell, but there's actually the gorgeous broom closet here. So it's completely tied into the space.
Right. So what I like to try and do is when we're planning out kitchens, if people do, you know, want a sweep vac in the kitchen, then you need a broom handy. So you don't need a lot of space for it, just a narrow little cabinet. So I oftentimes stick it at the side of the fridge because that's sort of a convenient place, and it's not mixed in with all the food and everything.
Yeah, no one would imagine what's back there, right? It just looks, everything looks neat and tidy. Appliance garages, huge these days. So people who don't want the pretty appliances on the counter, they're making their own little space for it.
Exactly. So what I like about this is that the door actually lifts up. So pretend you had a bunch of things on your countertop and you didn't want to swing a door open because you'd have all these things in front of it. That door just lifts right up, so you can easily you know, shove stuff away, put it down, and you don't have to clear off the counter in front of it.
That's good. I mean, I'm a little bit too lazy for that because I don't even want to take it out of the garage. I just want to plug it in, but I think that's great. Now, if you are using cookbooks, it's nice to have a display that's actually built into your design, which you have here.
Right. So another thing that often happens when we're designing kitchens is there's not an easy way sometimes to transition a tile to drywall. So you get that raw edge, and, you know, do you add a little transition strip, or what do you do? So this is a little trick I like to do sometimes, where we just create almost like a narrow cabinet. You can display books in it, cookbooks, or you know, anything really, but it helps to finish off the backsplash tile too, and it's just sort of a nice element.
Very cool. Microwaves are not on the counter anymore.
No.
Right? No. So they're sort of up and away. This is a good example of this. Where is the microwave in this picture? I don't even know. Surprise! Oh, it's over there on the side.
Now, oftentimes microwaves are deeper than your upper cabinet. There are a few that you can get that are the same depth as an upper cabinet, but typically they're deeper. So I like to make a little bit of extra storage out of that. So I pop the cabinet out, and then I put some drawers below for all your sort of knickknacks, elastics, all that kind of stuff.
Oh gosh, you don't want to see my knickknack drawer. It's gotten out of control. It's nuts. I don't even want to open it up. I'm scared something's going to jump back out at me. Pots. If you've got the, you know, the drawer space for the pots, it's really nice when you have your separate space for the lids.
Exactly.
Like, so organized.
And this is something simple that anyone can really do. So I always will specify that we do a divider in the back of the drawer that runs the width of the drawer, and then you can nest all your lids back there, and then your pots and pans nest into each other. So it keeps it nice and organized, and it's like the simplest thing to do.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we have a picture from you as well, Jackie.
Yes, yes. So one of the favorite things that I like to do when I'm designing a kitchen is I'm a big fan of the pantry, like the actual separate walk-in pantry. And I like to pop in, and this is a Thermador product, and it's relatively new, and I try and incorporate whenever I can. There's actually two. One of them is a little wine reserve unit, little wine fridge. You can hold up to 42 bottles of wine, much needed during a renovation, I must say.
That's good.
And the second one is the little refrigerator, like a double drawer little refrigeration system, which is super. I like to put them together. It's 24 inches. They have LED lights. lights. And even just going back to the little wine fridge, I love the fact that it's got the nice wood pullouts, which I think are really beautiful. If you don't want to go with a nice wine column, this gives you that look. I like to tuck them into pantries because it's a really great space, but they can work in any kind of bar area, of course, because they look beautiful.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of microwaves and any kind of under-counter units to be tucked away in a pantry because I like to walk into a room and see what I have.
Okay, got it. Yeah. How about you, Shai?
That makes sense. I mean, I think one of the most important things that I like to add on, whether it's retrofit or you build it in right from the beginning, is under cabinet lighting and cabinet lighting. It's such a small thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing that sometimes people don't think about, but it's such a big, impactful feature to have.
Right.
There is nothing more beautiful in a kitchen than a kitchen that is dimly lit beautifully from the under cabinet lighting at night or when you have a party. The picture that you showed of your cabinetry, of your counter, it just adds that extra special feature. So, you know, there are tons of places out there, IKEA specifically, that you can get retrofit kits that you can do it and you don't need to rewire the whole wall.
Right.
So easy to do it.
I like to also light around the island.
Oh, yeah.
That
that's
really
nice.
lights up. Like, do some sexy
like
lighting
a
when you
disco.
think about it.
I'm going to put
I do. I love that idea.